productive to trying to get the best grade possible. Otherwise, you should understand something. Every day that you walk in this room, the battle is never me versus you. You know what I'm saying is right, and you know what I'm saying is true. God bless you. The battle is you versus yourself. And the question is, are you going to be able to get yourself to do what you know you should do in order to succeed on this test? So, what I would like to do is work backwards in our review of the questions on the test, because yesterday we worked forwards and we didn't quite get to one or two questions at the end. So, this last question on the test says, of the 4 lines listed below, 2 of them are parallel. Circle the 2 lines that are parallel. So I did that. Now, why are those 2 lines parallel? Go ahead, Davis.
Because they're the same slope?
That's right. Josh, how come you know that those 2 lines are the 2 lines with the same slope?
Because they, 2x is the same.
Right. They both have y equals 2x. And the slope is the number in front of the x. So the slope has to be 2. That's how you can pick the 2 out that are the same. You look at the 4 lines, and you look for the 2 lines that have the same number in front of the x. That's the ones with the same slope. And then you're supposed to graph them. This guy, the y-intercept's -8, so I go all the way down here to -8, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, etc., and I connect the dot. This guy has a y-intercept of +2, so I touch at +2, and I go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And as you can see, just by looking at those lines, they are parallel. Yes, Josh?
Why is it up 2 over 1? Wouldn't it be up 2 to
No. The reason it's over 1 is if you write the number 2 as a fraction, isn't it 2 over 1?
Oh.
If you write 2 over 2, that's 1. That, folks, is how you hear learning. And that's exactly why you want to be paying attention when we go over this pretest. Now, Josh just learned something very important about slopes. So odds are, if he gets one like that on the test tomorrow, he's not going to make that mistake. He's going to get it right. But if you're not paying attention right now, and you didn't understand what Josh didn't understand, then you will not get it right tomorrow. So that's what I mean about the battle being with yourself. Can you get yourself to pay attention so that you can succeed? By the way, did the report cards arrive home yet?
No, people on parent portal.
Oh, it's on the parent portal?
Yeah.
All right, so then the other ones should arrive home today. If you are disappointed in your grade, you should keep in mind that tomorrow is the start. You know, quizzes are somewhat important, but there's tons of quizzes. So if you bomb a quiz or 2, it's not the end of the world. Tests are twice as important as quizzes. And there's only a couple of them, maybe 3 in a market period. So if you bomb a test, and then you don't do the relearn packet, that can make you fail for the market period. Kenneth, can we stop playing with the paper? If you do that, you suffer. Which is why it makes so much more sense to do the right thing now. Okay, next page. We have 3 lines we needed to graph. I hope everybody was able to graph these 3 lines perfectly, because I think, in all honesty, that these 3 lines are pretty easy to graph. And look, they're worth 5 points each. So what you're looking at here is 15 points on your test. And the other question, what was the other question worth?
Which one?
5 points. So between these questions, you're looking at 20 points on your test. It's a great start if you can do these 20. Matt, from now on, don't get up in the middle of class and go throw stuff out. Just leave it on your desk and get it on the way out the door. Yeah, because you're already up. But what we don't want to create a distraction for kids. All right, so let's take a look at this first one here. Ready? Y equals -1/3 x plus 5. It's really helpful off to the side to write m equals. In this case, it's -1/3. Remember, that's how the slope and how you move. And b equals 5, because it's the number at the end and it's where you begin. So I go up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please make sure that you begin on the y-axis, not the x-axis. Every once in a while, a kid goes over here to x. We don't want to do that. Down 1 over 3, down 1 over 3. Run out of room, I'll go this way. Draw the line. Your line better be straight. If it's not straight, you did something wrong. Okay, any questions? Just for my own edification, how many people got that right? Right now, I'm looking at about 2/3 of the hands in the room up. It should be everybody's hand in the room. We've done so many of those.
Oh, this is helpful.
Next up, letter B. Y equals x minus 1. Remember, the slope is the number in front of the x, so the slope is 1. The y-intercept's the number at the end. It's negative 1. So I begin at negative 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. And there's my line. I connect the dots. Okay? Any questions? God bless. God bless. Any questions?
Run over rise.
Okay.
Oh, rise over rise.
Yep. Now we get to letter C. Y equals negative 2x. So the slope is negative 2 because that's in front of it. Josh, how many do I go over?
You go over 1.
Good. And the y-intercept is 0. Hey, just a point of emphasis here. Notice every time you see the m equals, do you ever see an x in there? No. So make sure there's no x's tomorrow. If you put the x's, you lose points. I begin at 0, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, a little bit of extend in the other direction. Draw the line. There's my line. Okay? Any question about these? All right, so those are 20 points. So you should be looking at your paper saying one of two things. Either I got this, there's 20 points there, I can get them all right, or uh-oh. If you're saying uh-oh, there's extra help at the Patchogue Medford Carnegie building tonight, or tomorrow morning here in the room. All right, next up, number 18. Excuse me. Yeah. It's across from Bargain Bills. Number 18. 2 less than 3 times the number is 34. Find the number. When you see less than, there's 2 things you should think. What are the 2 things? Subtraction and? No.
Equation.
Come on, what else should we think when we see less than?
Last shall be first.
Last shall be first and? So I have to take the 2 and put it after it, and the 3 times and put it before it. If you wrote 2 minus 3n, you're forgetting that.
I forgot to put an X.
Yeah, you got to put the variable. X and whatever you want.
I forgot the address.
Okay. Equals 34, and then you solve. If you can write the equation, solving it is really easy. Okay, number 19 we talked about yesterday, and we said that the most important thing you can see as you're reading through this question, it says one number is one more than twice another number. And you should pick up on the fact that that means there are 2 different numbers in this problem, Davis. And because there's 2 different numbers in this problem, you need to go off to the side when you set the problem up and say one number, other number, or second number, whatever you want. We always let the first number be x, and it says the other one is one more than twice another number. More than like this, less than, last shall be first, first shall be last, and the 1 goes to the end, and the 2x goes in the beginning. And now here's the key. The sum of the numbers. That means if I add them, there's my add them, you get 25. So 3x plus 1 is 25, subtracting the 1, x is equal to 8. Okay, and then the next one says, what's the equation of the line drawn below? And here it is, y equals mx plus b. And you'll notice that looking at that line, I notice right away that the slope is 2/3. I go up 2 over 3. And I notice that I begin where y equals negative 2. So the equation is y equals 2/3 x minus 2. Questions? Good. Okay. So again, if I add up this page, that's 4, 3, and 3. There's another 10 points on that page. So far you've seen 30 points of the test. Here's 2 equations here. These are worth 3 points each, so here's another 6 points. Take a look. Okay, are there any questions on either of those?
No.
Lenny, go sit in the back. You're your own worst enemy, Lenny. Okay, No problems on those, good. Now, here's numbers 15 and 16, take a look. Finding the slope. Question? Can we stop with the noises?
I didn't simplify 16, but I get points off.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I didn't simplify 16, but I get points off.
No, you would not. All right, but you should be able to because it's a pretty good chance if you see it on the test, it's going to be partial, multiple choice. Okay? Any questions, 15, 16?
No.
All right, so now we go to the first page. And there's a whole bunch of points. More points on the first page than on the other pages.
Mr. Lyon,
Yes.
for number 8, if I put V plus H2 instead of H2 to the second plus V, is that fine?
If you put what?
If I just reverse the order of V.
V plus H
H
squared,
to
yeah,
the
that's
second-
fine.
Okay.
Wait,
But
that
if you did it with a
81?
minus, it would be wrong.
Oh, no, I did a plus.
Okay.
Wait, which one was that at 181?
What?
Is that 81?
Where are you?
For 3.
Number 3. Yeah, 1 and 1 over 81. Stop already, my God. Whoever's blowing on their pen, right? You can stop. Okay, let's scroll up a little bit. There we go. Thank you, stop. You were just blowing through your lips. So I think, well, a noise was coming out, is more to the point. Now, I think that pretty much all of the questions on this page, except for maybe 11 and 12 and 13, the rest of them are all reviewed that we've done many, many, many times over. Throughout the year, everything will be reviewed. So if you took the time to learn it from the first 2 tests, you're in great shape as far as this test goes. Yes?
So for 11, should I put -2/1?
Either way would be fine.
Wait, no X, right?
No X, that's the key. The key is no X, Alex. If you put an X with number 11, you're wrong. Yes?
You said there was not, wait, is there gonna be like the y1 plus y2 and over x1?
Well, that's the slope, and that was on the previous page, numbers 15 and 16. There's 2 of those,
Oh,
Is
okay?
that a 5?
Oh, which one are we looking at?
12.
It is -3/5 X plus 3, but the answer is 3 on number 12. I guess I never wrote it, but yeah, the answer to number 12 is 3.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Hey, listen, if you, how many people here how many people here got less than 4 of those questions wrong? 3, 4 or less wrong? I would say you guys are prepared for the test. If you got 7, 8, 9, 10 of those questions wrong, you are not prepared. And if you don't do something about it between now and the test itself, you're in trouble. It's going to come back and haunt you when you go to take the test. All right? You have about a minute left, yeah.